Hello my friends. Today we are going to several turkey farms in the United States to see how they raise and then harvest millions of turkeys. According to statistics released in 2020, the number of turkeys in the United States is about 224 million, of which Minnesota, North Carolina, Arkansas and Indiana are the states with the largest number of turkeys in the country. Here's what's happening at a turkey farm egg incubator in Minnesota. With its state-of-the-art equipment, this incubator is capable of producing up to 57,000 turkeys per incubation. In recent years, Minnesota has always led the country in the number of turkeys with about 44 million, accounting for 18% of the total number of turkeys in the country. After 7 days, these thousands of eggs will be checked to make sure the cells inside are developing well. Have you ever eaten turkey eggs? After 4 weeks, thousands of eggs have hatched and these turkeys are ready to start a new life. This is the procedure for testing and vaccinating one-day-old turkeys. Defective or weak turkeys will be discarded. Except for the slightly larger size, the newly hatched turkeys do not look much different from the chickens. Once the testing and vaccination process is complete, thousands of turkeys will be sent to farms. Currently, there are about 2,500 turkey farms in the United States, and the number of turkey farms in Minnesota is about 667. Basically, raising turkeys is like raising chickens, although they need more time to mature and harvest. Currently, turkey farms in Minnesota usually need about 180 days before they are able to harvest meat. These 2-week-old turkeys are on a farm in North Carolina. Currently, North Carolina ranks second in the United States in terms of the number of turkeys, with about 33 million birds distributed across 389 farms. This was captured on a turkey farm in Arkansas. Currently, Arkansas is also one of the states with the largest number of turkeys in the United States, with about 31.5 million. According to statistics, turkeys contribute $304 million a year to the Arkansas economy, and the turkey industry provides about 19,000 jobs. Not only do they live in captivity, but many farms in the United States also raise turkeys free range. This is great for the prevention of disease in turkeys and also improves the quality of the meat. Turkeys are considered fully mature when they reach 30 to 40 pounds in weight. The weight in wild turkeys is only 15 to 25 pounds. Currently, Alabama is the state with the largest number of wild turkeys in the United States. The feed used for turkeys is mainly soybeans, corn, wheat, and barley. After about 6 months, thousands of these turkeys are ready for harvest. Workers will catch and load thousands of turkeys into these cages. Then the trucks will transport them to the turkey processing plant. In 2021, up to 46 million turkeys were eaten on Thanksgiving, 22 million on Christmas, and 19 million at Easter. Alexander Hamilton, the first Secretary of the Treasury of the United States, once stated that no citizen of the United States should not eat turkey on Thanksgiving Day, and this has come true. This is what happens at a turkey processing plant. Here, thousands of turkeys will be dipped in boiling water and cleaned of feathers before moving on to other stages. With modern technology applied, this factory only needs to employ about 40 to 50 workers in the entire process of processing thousands of turkeys a day. For many years, the United States has always been the largest turkey producer in the world. In second and third are Brazil and Germany. How do you feel about the process of raising and processing turkey meat in this video? Let us know what you think in the comments section of the video. Goodbye and see you in the next video. Hello my friends. With 9.7 million acres of land used for agriculture and about 47,000 active farms, each year Florida's agriculture and agribusiness industry contributes $161 billion to the state's economy. It is estimated that by 2022, in Florida, there will be about 103,000 farmers working on farms. In addition, agriculture and agriculture-related industries in the state provide up to 1.5 million jobs each year, accounting for 14% of the state's employment. In recent years, Florida has always been famous for agricultural products such as oranges, sugarcane, sweet corn, greenhouse products, and nurseries, of which More than 93% of orange juice in the United States is made from Florida oranges. In addition, Florida agriculture is also famous for its large-scale cattle ranches. In particular, Desert Ranches is the largest cattle ranch in the state with an area of 295,000 acres, ranked 7th in the list of the largest ranches in the United States. Right now, we're in a field in the Everglades City in South Florida. Here, rice and vegetable farmers have installed artificial nesting boxes in the middle of their farms to encourage owls to come here to live and breed. The creation of artificial nests and the attraction of barn owls to live on the farm gives the farmers significant control over the rodents that damage crops. This also contributes to reducing the need to use chemical drugs to kill pests such as rats or insects. It is estimated that rodents such as rats and insects cause about $7 million in loss to Florida agriculture each year. But the idea of using owls for pest control has helped farmers in the state eliminate about 43% of rats in the field. At night, each adult barn owl usually hunts and eats at least 8 mice. In particular, the number of rats hunted will increase when these owls are responsible for raising young. According to data from the Plant and Wildlife Census Bureau, there are about 19 species of owl living in Florida. In addition, there are 373 farms in the state that are raising owls as a method for pest control for crops. Most young owls do not come out of the nest until they are 4 months old, when they can hunt and survive on their own. Usually, after leaving the nests, the owls often have the habit of nesting and living near the place where they are born. The steady increase in the number of owls living around the farm each year brings a lot of economic benefit to the farmers who grow sugarcane, corn, rice, and vegetables. Next, we will go to a farm in southwest Florida to see how the farmers here raise thousands of llamas. Currently, most llamas in Florida and the United States are raised for wool production and as companion animals. In addition, there is also a small number of llamas raised for meat. Basically, the feed used for llamas is quite similar to that is used for sheep and goats. Therefore, many farms have combined sheep and llamas to harvest wool. In 2017, there were approximately 39,500 llamas in the United States. By February 2022, the number of llamas raised in the country has increased to more than 165,000. According to a USDA report, by 2022, there are about 31,000 individuals in the United States who own llamas. In particular, the number of llamas living in Florida is about 7,300, and they are distributed in 213 farms. Llamas are considered fully mature when they reach at least 30 months of age. At this time, the average weight of the female is about 300 pounds, and the average weight of the male is around 360. Currently, the average price for llamas in the United States is about $535. Of note, in 2017, an Arizona man sold a llama for $20,000, and this is the record price to this day. In 2022, the value of the llama industry in the United States is $31.3 million, a very small percentage of the value of the country's agricultural production. When it comes to Florida's agriculture, we can't help but mention the greenhouse and nursery industries. It is one of the state's largest agricultural industries, with more than $15 billion in annual revenue. According to USDA statistics, by 2022, there are 47,000 acres of farmland in Florida used for the nursery and greenhouse industry. In particular, this state is also known as the incubator capital of the world. Today, much of Florida's nursery industry is located in the central and southern parts of the state, concentrated in cities like Apopka, Homestead, and Lake Wales. Florida's nursery industry provides a wide variety of plants, including native and non-native species. In particular, the varieties commonly grown at nurseries can be mentioned as leafy plants, tropical plants, and ornamental plants. According to the Florida Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services, the greenhouse and nursery industries in the state provide more than 249,000 jobs each year, and most of them are full-time employment. In addition to Florida, California, Oregon, and Michigan are also the states with large greenhouse and nursery industries across the country. In particular, California ranks first in the country in terms of industry revenue with $61 billion per year, representing 31% of all greenhouse and incubator revenues across the country. This is the process of burning sugarcane before harvest in a field in Hendry County, southwest Florida. From mid-October to April each year is usually the time when the cane harvest is at its busiest in all fields in Florida. Currently, about 443,000 acres of farmland in Florida is used to grow sugarcane, accounting for 47% of the country's sugarcane area. This is also the state with the largest sugarcane growing area in the country of recent years. Each year, the Florida sugarcane industry creates approximately 19,200 permanent jobs and contributes to the state's economy between $4.7 and $5 billion. Along with Louisiana and Texas, the sugar industry in the United States generates $13.2 billion in revenue each year.